Mr. Negative, my first rank 3. Mr. Negative is a champion who I love playing. His playstyle with his heavy counter evade is super fun and interesting to me. I ranked him for Alliance War, for Battlegrounds, for pretty much everywhere, because there was just a time where I could use Mr. Negative for every piece of content. And when the Unfazed Mastery was much less popular, he was always a champion that I would use on my account, and someone who I get a lot of joy out of using. Gore, my second rank 3. Gore was a really good champion at the time that I ranked him. He has fallen off a little bit in BGs due to him not being the best for a lot of tech defenders and not being the best for a lot of specific metas because he is limited with how his game mechanics work, but he was really good for Alliance War during the Clarity meta, sometimes can be a tricky defender, and overall was just one of my favorite characters for a time. Emma Frost, my third rank 3. I ranked Emma Frost during the X Magicka saga, and she was just perfect for this time, obviously because she's a mutant. We haven't had a mutant saga in a rather long time, and she is consistently one of my best counters for Bullseye. You've probably seen me upload videos with her against Bullseye, and it's just a pretty fun champion to use. I love the dynamics between her Diamond and Telepath form. America Chavez, my fourth rank 3. Chavez is Chavez. Everyone knows how strong she is. She's one of the best Serpent counters in the game, best Maestro counters in the game. There's just not a lot stopping her from being a constant threat on attack. You will be using Chavez for so many meta defenders in Battlegrounds. She's just a consistent Alliance War attacker, and there just generally is not a single game mode that she's bad for. She's always good for stuff, even like Necropolis, for example. Penny Parker, my fifth rank 3. Penny Parker is probably top 5 most underrated BG's defenders, and that's more so currently than like 6 months ago, because recently a lot of the big cosmic threats have just been out of the picture, and even some of the newer cosmics that have been releasing are not as strong against her as some of the old mainstay cosmic threats, and she's just a super fun overall attacker and an underrated one, if I do say so myself. Killmonger, my sixth rank 3. I'm gonna be honest, he's only ranked for defense. I don't like playing Killmonger on attack. I think I've done it maybe 3 times since I've ranked him in BGs before. He's not a champion I enjoy using. I do think he has some interesting utility pieces. His damage is kind of lackluster, but that's just what you get when you rank up a 2017 champ. But on defense, he used to be pretty good. He's fallen off a little bit defensively. Dust, my 7th rank 3. A defender who has not fallen off defensively, because I find Dust to consistently be one of my best BG's defenders, whether it be because of metas where it's hard to parry the defender, add that to Dust being already hard to parry and it's even harder, her uncounterable special 1, her immunities, and on attack she's also super cool because of those immunities and the decent damage that she provides. Morbius, my 10th rank 3. I ranked Morbius during the Secutor saga, I think at the very start of it, the Secutor war meta I should say. He definitely was assigned to me a lot, and then the next season when I was assigning wars, I assigned him to myself a good bit. He is a pretty good science attacker, he nukes a lot of things, but the only big problem with Morbius is that he doesn't have a lot of utility to support the damage that he has compared to other science champs. Silk, my 11th rank 3. Everyone knows how busted Silk is, especially in Alliance War and Battlegrounds. I feel like every single recent war meta, she's just been either banned or blacklisted, and then that one season where she was whitelisted was just the most broken, insane season that I've ever played, just because of the amount of crap that she takes. She is completely absurd, maybe still my pick for the best science champ. She's definitely up there still and will never die out. MCoC, my 10th rank 3. MCoC was ranked for AW defense primarily. There was a time when I could make MCoC look pretty impressive on attack. That was during Battlegrounds early stages. The meta has evolved due to new defender additions that MCoC just generally can't take. And his damage is pretty lackluster. He still needs to have a cosmic class advantage to be even usable in BGs. So he is there just as a AW defense defender. Photon, my 11th rank 3. Everyone knows how strong Photon is. I really like playing Photon. Like, the moment I duped her, I'm like, okay, she's going to the max rank possible as soon as I can, which at that time was rank 3. And she is such a good defender in BGs, such a good attacker for BGs and AW, and I've even used her for a lot of Necropolis stuff and used her for a bunch of Epic of Pain. She is a strong character and will never die out, similar to Silk. Bullseye, my 12th rank 3. A lot of people rank Bullseye for defense, which I'm not going to deny that it did do. However, I will never stop praising Bullseye on attack. He is good for a variety of game modes. I don't think he's the craziest BG's attacker by any means, but I do find him very strong in Epic of Pain, Eternity of Pain type content, and even sometimes in Alliance War. And when we get another skill attack meta, he's going to be there for it. Kushala, my 13th rank 3. Kushala is an absurdly powerful mystic. She will shove her way into the defensive threats of virtually all cosmic defenders, similar to how Chavez does it, and I think her utility of just being able to block unblockable attacks virtually all the time is pretty absurd. You can use this in so many different scenarios, and she's another champion where it just doesn't feel like there's a game mode that she is lackluster for. Omega Sentinel, my 14th rank 3. Omega Sentinel I consistently describe as one of the most underrated techs in the game. She is insanely strong for Alliance War, one of the best Alliance War attackers in the tech class. There are very few mutants that she is lackluster for. Onslaught is one of the few that comes to mind, and she's another champion who can take health pools in pretty much every different game mode. She might not be the best for a specific game mode, but she can go everywhere. Dazzler, my 15th rank 3. This champion is insanely strong. If you know a lot about Dazzler, I'd like to think that I was very educational to that, because I put out a lot of Dazzler content, probably more Dazzler content than any other MCoC YouTuber, and I think the strength of this character is just immeasurable in virtually every game mode except for Necropolis, because she just can't take those high health pools. My next rank 3, I forgot what number I'm at, and first rank 4 is Count Nefaria, and Count Nefaria is maybe the best Alliance War attacker in the entire game right now. He is insanely strong, even with the unfazed mastery existing. That does translate well into BGs. He is a very good BGs attacker. I wouldn't say he's one of the strongest BGs attackers, but I would say he is probably the strongest war attacker in the entire game right now. He's just insane. Enchantress, my 19th rank 3, question mark. Let me check my list real quick. This is embarrassing. 17th. I love playing Enchantress on attack. Believe it or not, she is a champion that I really like using on attack, and I've heard very negative things about her on attack, which I'd understand. If you're willing to put in the ramp up time, she is a very fun and enjoyable character, and also almost an auto draft on BGs for defensive purposes. So, my 18th rank 3 is Purgatory, and if you know me, I was really early on the Purgatory buff. I was putting out content extremely fast on her. She's a champion that I really like. She is a quester at heart with abilities that translate well into Alliance War and Battlegrounds, and she is always going to be a champion that I consider using for most content, even outside of fighting generic cosmic threats. Black Panther, my 19th rank 3. Black Panther was the second champion I received from the Glorious Guardians, or Gifted Guardians, one of the two events, and I gave him my Skill Awakening Gem, gave him a bunch of Sig Stones. I like the character. Sometimes I don't like the character. He's a very polarizing character for me. If you want to learn more about him, watch my showcase, because I have a lot to say there, but he is a very good BG's attacker and defender. Arcade, my 20th rank 3. My favorite champion in the game, the face of my channel. His buff came out about a month and a few weeks, and I'm gonna eventually get a showcase out on him, but I don't get any more joy out of playing another character than I do Arcade, because he is just insanely fun to play. A really, really good defender. I even shove him into Alliance War attacks sometimes, because I do think his immunities are genuinely powerful. Vox, my 21st rank 3. Hopefully a champion will be getting a showcase soon. Vox is a cosmic that takes virtually any tech. He just might have to struggle a little bit with the time of getting activated. He might not be the best BG's attacker, but you take him into basically any other game mode and he is slaying techs and other classes very consistently, and a champion that I absolutely adore using even in BGs where he is relatively slower. Deathless She-Hulk, my 22nd rank 3. Deathless She-Hulk, I ranked primarily for the Necropolis Deathless challenge. I haven't used her too much outside of that. I assigned her a lot to other players in my battle group for Alliance War Attack, but overall she's just very good for every game mode. I would say outside of BGs, but even in BGs she definitely has some uses. There's just not too many big meta defender threats that she takes, but she goes in pretty much every game mode. Deathless Thanos, my 23rd rank 3. Deathless Thanos is an insanely strong BG's attacker and defender, taking virtually every tech champion and shutting down a lot of threats that will nuke him because of his protection mechanic primarily, but also his unstoppable. He's just an insanely strong defender, insanely strong attacker in Battlegrounds, Alliance War, Necropolis, Epic of Pain. He's Deathless Thanos. He is insanely strong. Medusa, my 24th rank 3. Medusa, I also started playing, well, maybe a little bit after she initially got buffed. Medusa takes Battleground, she takes Alliance War, she takes Epic of Pain type content. She kind of does it all. Her damage is honestly completely absurd. Everyone knows how good she is at shutting down robots. She's a sneaky defender in BGs sometimes, and just a champion that, of course, I get a joy out of using, as that is my primary focus. Silver Sable, my 25th rank 3. A champion who I was actually hunting for even when she wasn't buffed yet, because she's a character that genuinely interested me. A champion who introduced the threat of on-stage mechanics, such as Sable Mines, Leader's Green Door, and Arcade's Poison Cloud, and a champion who I want to explore and try to find more strengths and weaknesses in as my account grows. Sauron, my 26th rank 3. Again, a very new one, possibly a stupid decision, but I am interested in what some things he can do for Alliance War might be, whether it be on attack or at the very least I can put him on defense and help out my battle group that way. But he is a cool character, I like his animations a lot, and I'm hopefully going to find some interesting uses for him in the upcoming future with Alliance War. The Serpent, my 27th and most recent rank 3. I gave this guy my first and only generic 7-star Awakening gem, and he's obviously going on BG's defense pretty much primarily. I don't like using Serpent on attack, not compared to Bullseye on attack. I know those are the two insane defenders that are not very strong on attack, but I value Bullseye way more than I value Serpent personally. And yeah, he's just going to be a defender, pretty much nothing else. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.